Introducing Sevina, the fashion star who discovered her passion by accident. With dreams of acting, she's now making waves in the fashion world. Hailing from a mixed Punjabi Australian background, she's got the genes and the guts to conquer the industry. Let's see what this confident independent beauty has in store.
So you're actually very neutral.
Yeah, very neutral. I mean, I'm exactly half and half. I could not be more mixed.
Okay.
So when people ask me where I'm from, it's like I panic a bit inside because I'm like, where am I from?
And which part of Punjab was your
So my
from?
dad was born near Amritsar in a town called Verka.
Acha.
So yeah, and then he shifted. He's been living in Kolkata for around 30 plus years.
Okay.
So he's completely, we're a full Kolkata family.
Okay, so now you're more Kolkata at heart rather than...
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I was in school here. I went to Calcutta International School. So I was there and I moved back and forth from Australia and Kolkata. So I had exactly half and half childhood.
Achha. And do you know any Punjabi galiyan?
I don't know. Like, don't put me on the spot.
Don't tell me you don't know any Punjabi गाली तो मतलब जो पंजाबी नहीं है उनको भी आता है. तुम तो पंजाबी हो, तुमको एक दो गाली प्लीज हमारे व्यूअर्स के लिए तो देना ही पड़ेगा आज.
तो बैंचोद is like obviously
वो तो दिल्ली में भी
that's Delhi, I know.
मतलब कोई टिपिकल पंजाबी गाली ताकि मैं आज सीख के मैं भी यूज कर सकूं.
You know what? I'm more familiar with like Bengali.
You are aware of some Bengali slang?
Yeah.
Okay, I would love to hear an Australian give a Bengali gali. So, chalo, ho jaye.
Should I go for it?
Yeah, please.
Boka choda, khanke magi. Should I go on?
Oh, fantastic. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Oh wow, you're more Bengali. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, my dad would be really upset to know about that, but
yeah, he would. I think he would be really upset कि पंजाबी गाली नहीं आता, Bengali गाली आता.
See, I don't even understand. Like, I can't speak Punjabi even a little bit. I can understand it. Like when my family and all is talking, I can understand. But and my dad keeps saying, such a shame you never learned Punjabi, and here I am speaking Bengali like a Kolkata person. So.
Fantastic. And what brought you into this field? Like, was it a calling from when you were small? Or?
Yeah, actually, when I was growing up, I had always been interested in acting.
Achha.
So I thought, I want to be a famous actress when I grow up.
Okay.
Like, I just, I want to take that path. And see, I moved back to India. I was in Australia for high school and I was doing acting classes and I did acting courses. Then I moved back and I was like, let me see if I can do something with this. So I didn't get too lucky. I did do a music video. That time I wasn't too confident in front of a camera.
Right.
So I thought, let me get my camera confidence up a little bit. And I was lucky enough that there was a designer that approached me. She said that, I like your face and, I want to use you in my shoot. And that was my first shoot. And so I pretty much started from there and, I saw what I needed to work on.
Right.
And the biggest thing that I didn't know going into this industry was you really have to practice on your own, even though it sounds cringy, like you have to sit in front of a mirror or in front of a camera and just practice your poses or practice the expressions.
Obviously.
See what looks good and bad so that when you go onto set, you know what to do. So that took me like a year and, slowly grooming myself. I also reached out to some photographers and, vice versa. So they would shoot with me and I got that confidence.
Build your connections and okay.
So yeah, slowly, I mean, it took me a year and a half to maybe really get up to a point where I thought, okay, I can take this seriously. And then it really escalated after a point. I started working with more people and everyone, the way Kolkata works is, there's no agencies really as such here where most of us are freelancers. Right.
Correct. Very different from
Bombay and Delhi. Absolutely. So, everything is on us. Like, it's about our contact and how we are with other people, and it's all word of mouth. So if we get contacted for work, it's a photographer referring us or it's a makeup artist. And social media, of course, yes. But, the word of mouth in the industry is also like a major thing.
Why did you, like a lot of women, they often choose, who want to be in the industry, be it acting or modeling, they often choose to migrate to, say, a Bombay or a Hyderabad or a Delhi.
Yeah.
Why did you choose Calcutta?
So because I have my base in Kolkata,
Okay.
and I have to be very honest with you, it's taken me a while to build myself up to this point right now. But you know, if I were to shift to Bombay, Delhi, and join an agency, they take around 40%, 30 to 40% of your money and TDS and everything, and they pay you very late. So being in Kolkata, I'm used to getting my payment on the same day or within a few days. And being so accustomed to not having to share my money and have the whole pie rather than, you know, having to cut it up.
Pie, yes.
So that mentality is there now inbuilt in my head. I've become a little bit spoiled, I feel. And Delhi, Bombay, the thing is, the quality of work and the brands, they are much bigger and it is different. And I have worked in Delhi as well.
Right.
But the thing is, you know, I have a comfort over here. And as I said, you know, if I'm being able to earn more staying here and being able to take everything that was meant for me rather than sharing that, then
yeah, see, there's a notion, and I often have come across such notion, irrespective of any field, that only if you're out of a particular city or your home city, or say Calcutta, for instance, only then can you become successful. But which I think is absolutely wrong.
No, I definitely agree, because that idea, you know, I find it a bit silly, because you have to create the opportunity here, right? Like someone has to push it forward so that you can match everywhere else. And I think it's happening, and already, like, I feel like it's already on the way to being there.
Yeah, and so when you chose this career, were your parents very supportive of
Absolutely. They, you know, they always knew I wanted to be an actress, and like my maternal grandmother was a model, and you know, I've had, even my grandmom's sister was an actress, so they're kind of used to the showbiz and that life, and they were completely fine with it. They said, you know, we trust you, we know that you can make decisions, because every time they've told me to do something that I don't want to do, they can see how unhappy I am. So they've learned from that as well, and they just said, you know, you do what makes you happy, and they trust me that, you know, I can take it forward and be successful.
Right. So what do you think are your strongest attributes when it comes to being a model, and what actually separates you from the rest? Like, what is your USP?
So my USP, I feel like it might be my sharp features, especially my eyebrows. Like I'm just saying that because that's the first thing people say is, oh, you have such nice eyebrows, or you know, your face cutting is really good. So yeah, I'm not someone that likes to, I'm someone that doesn't really take compliments too well. Like, I get very shy, even though I'm in that industry. I've always been like a very self-conscious person at heart. So it's always,
I'm sure after this line of yours, there'll be many people who will be zooming into your eyebrows and they'll be checking it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, see, not everyone likes them either. Some people are like, they're too big, but you can never make everyone happy.
Obviously,
I mean,
yeah. And they say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder.
Absolutely.
So it depends on person. It's very subjective.
Yeah,
you know,
it is.
You cannot put a definition to it.
Yeah.
This is what is your beauty and this is what is not. So to each person, I think it's their own choice and whatever it is. So
absolutely.
So how do you like this industry developing from what it was, say, 2 years back or 3 years back to what it is now? And to add to this question, do you think it's becoming more equal, or is there discrimination still that is there in this industry? See, discrimination is there in almost every industry. We cannot pinpoint it's there in this or it's not there in that. So, is it different from what it was before? And speaking of today, is it more on the equal lines in terms of everything, opportunities, pay, etc., etc.?
So I see, because I've probably been in the industry around 2 to 3 years properly now. But
that's pretty young.
Yeah. So according to the other models that I work with, you know, they've told me that, you know, years back they had very, like, half the payment that we get these days. And, you know, sometimes even these days we might feel that some people don't have enough budget for the work that they make us do. But from what I've heard is the budgets have been increasing, and the quality of work has also been increasing with all the new talents.
Correct.
And obviously it has to, right? It has to keep moving forward. And there's the modeling industry in Kolkata has probably been around, maybe since the 2000s. So
Okay.
compared to Bombay and Delhi,
Okay.
it's like very young.
Very young, obviously, correct. Yeah.
But on the other hand, with discrimination and body shaming and all of this, see, even the skinniest models will have people tell them that they need to gain weight.
Correct.
And
Absolutely.
see, someone like me, I'm not really like the stick figure model that you would imagine. Like I am a little bit broader, but I have clients that actually prefer that. Because the thing is, in Kolkata, they don't make clothes in tiny sizes.
Right.
Like they make clothes in sizes they can sell pretty much. And that being said, I have faced body shaming a lot. I mean, that's a given in my industry. You just have to build a thick skin.
Which you have without with naming.
No,
I'm okay if you name it. You'd get more views.
So
but yeah,
I'll try and be quite broad about this because obviously the industry is a small circuit. So yeah, there has been like a certain person that when I entered the industry, he or she was very supportive and seemed to really want to see me go forward.
Right.
And I would be getting work through them and opportunities. And this was when I was very new, and I was probably around 18 at this time. So I was still quite, not mentally strong as I am today.
Right.
And, it just took a complete turn from, okay, I'm giving you work, but you have to not eat. Like that was the phrase, like don't eat. So maybe if the specific work was a week or 2 weeks later, the person.
Okay. by now, I think everybody knows what their gender is, but it's okay.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Okay.
Just saying flat out, don't eat. And that is not something that a young mind can handle or understand, because on one side, the work is coming. So if you didn't think I was deserving of the work, why would you come to me?
Correct.
It was a little bit like, it's doing it just to bully or just to assert some kind of dominance.
So what did you do then? Did you eat or did you not eat?
I did have a breakdown for a day because at 18 when you have your mind full of smiles and flowers and you're excited to finally start working and start your life, having like a black cloud or black shadow, you can feel that negativity, right?
Yes.
You can feel it in your body. It's not a good thing. And
so did you just tell your mom or your dad or just your friends कि भाई butter chicken लाओ आज तो मैं खाना.
So I'll tell you exactly what happened. So the day, I had a breakdown, and so I was with my boyfriend, and I told everyone, I was like, this has been said to me, and I expected it because if you're entering an industry and you're not what they might see as perfect, or you might not have the perfect
set
body.
Their beauty standards. Yeah.
I should have expected, and I did expect. But the thing is, so for one day, I actually couldn't physically eat because I was looking at food and I was just thinking about that phrase, don't eat. And then my boyfriend came over with like 2 packets of biryani.
Oh, wow.
And I saw the biryani and I was like, done. Forget about it. Like, who gives a shit? Biryani's life. And
food is life.
Food
do you
is
like
life.
eating?
Yeah, I do like eating. I mean, who doesn't like eating?
So how do you balance? Because again, as they say, because people they don't understand that the food what we eat and the food that we got, everything is calorie deficit.
Yeah.
You can eat chocolates and you can still maintain.
Absolutely.
But there are people who you have to force salads, but that's actually not the case.
No.
People actually understand diet. So how do you maintain because you are in a profession which fortunately or unfortunately demands you to be in a certain kind of a weight or shape, which I am not too supportive of.
Yeah.
However, that's the industry and you somehow have to manage because
at the end of the day you have to fit into the clothes.
Exactly. And not everyone is Nike, or I'm taking brand names, I'm very sorry, but not everybody is a multinational brand who actually has different kind of campaigns for plus size, minus size, regular size.
Yeah, definitely.
So what does your regular diet look like?
So I do, have a little bit of freedom because that's for my mental health, you know.
Obviously, you should.
My food affects my mood.
Right.
I do have my proteins and veggies, but I at the same time I can't survive without my bhat, like my rice and potatoes and my carbs and chocolate, sweets and stuff. Everything basically in moderation. And if I think I've overdone something on one day, I just balance it out with the next meal or the next day, and you know, put in a few extra hours in the gym, and it's fine.
I think that's exactly how it should be done, because people often, as I just said, people often think that you just need to live on salads, which is absolutely bullshit.
And in fact, it doesn't agree with if I was to eat salads or like vegetables during a shoot, it makes me bloated because you know it's hard to digest. Like it takes a while to digest, and bloating is probably one of my major issues during shoots. You know, that I have to keep an eye on, because bloating, like, it makes a huge difference from your normal body and your bloated body. So you know, I would prefer eating like something more easy to digest. So yeah, I mean, I don't have such restrictions.
And thank God for that. Because as you said, the good food keeps you happy.
And you know, if you're not okay in here, you're not going to be okay with anything. Your mental state, like your frame of mind, has to be in a good, like, strong position
to do anything in life. So coming to, say, bloating, so what is the most embarrassing moment you have ever had during a shoot?
So
apart from bloating, I'm sure 90% of that people don't even understand whether you're bloated or not.
Yeah, but the thing is, I notice it, so that makes it worse. So usually when we go for shoots where we travel, you know, we either go by train or by car. So this is like TMI, like very too much information. But when I travel, like, I have an issue of bathrooms.
I think a lot of people
if the bathroom isn't proper, or if I'm not used to it, even if it's clean and I'm going for the first time, I cannot, you know, I struggle to complete my day if I have to say that.
In short, you struggle to shit.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So, you know, the constipation really makes me, you know, during a shoot, like, it's the first thing is like I have to get it out.
An overnight train journey. Then what?
Overnight train journey, like I just don't use the bathroom.
Really?
Yeah.
So people around you, they suffer?
I mean, I think we all do suffer that way, but you know, we have to drink less water so we don't have to, you know, pee or anything. But
okay, so it's
the
real
traveling.
blockage,
The traveling is when it gets difficult. And you know, you also feel heavy and tired, and I mean that's just one of the problems. Most of the time we don't get much sleep or rest. We have to sleep on the way in the car or whatever. But somehow we just push through, because the thing is, once you get that energy, once you put the clothes on, once you're ready and you're dolled up, right? You're in a different, you're like playing a different character. Right. So all that takes a back seat, and the only thing you're doing is you're focusing on who you have to be on the shoot.
So apart from the embarrassing moments, what are the other general or usual challenges that you face in your daily life when it comes to this profession?
So one thing that we struggle with is, you know, negotiating with our budgets. Right. You know, I understand, you know, not everyone can have the same budgets. Not everyone is a big brand.
Obviously.
And, you know, we also want to work with people that are doing new and interesting stuff. But what people don't realize is that we have to invest a lot in maintaining ourselves.
Correct. Absolutely right. Yes.
I have a trainer, so that's a monthly thing. My skincare, you know, I have to use the best products, because my skin has to be good, and it has to be, you know, you have to have good skin in front of the camera, because the camera shows everything. Right. What people don't understand, and you know, sometimes I've had clients that will flat out tell me that you're charging too much. And it's like, that's your perspective, but try and sit in my seat, or, you know, see it from my perspective. I spend this much on getting waxing or doing, you know, doing my skincare routine, taking care of my hair, buying my clothes, everything, my trainer, eating good food, eating properly. It all adds up, right?
It's all an investment.
It's an investment, and it's not cheap. So, you know, what I tell them in those situations is, you know, if you want to hire someone cheaper, go for it, but then you'll see the difference, because, you know, maybe they're not investing so much in themselves. And, you know, if I have damaged hair, or if I have damaged skin, the first thing they're going to say is, you know, your hair's so damaged, like, or your skin's so bad, or you're not, you're not looking the thing. So it's always on us. But what they realize is, like what they don't realize is, we have to survive ourselves.
And you guys have to really take care of yourself. Like a huge chunk of the income, actually, the revenue goes on taking care of yourself, because that's again what the profession demands. So yeah, oftentimes people tend to ignore that particular fact.
You can't really blame them either, because they're not in our shoes. They're not seeing it from our perspective. Even before I started modeling properly, I didn't expect that I'd have to be spending so much on myself or taking. I've been a very low maintenance kind of person, but the industry is, I even have to get my nails done every 2 weeks because everything has to be perfect. Like, I didn't realize that it was going to be so much of an expense on myself. So that was.
But I think now you're quite accustomed to it. अभी तो आदत हो गया होगा. तो future का, are you a future person? तो future के बारे में सोचती हो? कुछ सोचा है कि इसके बाद क्या करना है? और are you very बहुत content किस्म की हो कि नहीं, अब जो है सही जा रहा है?
I am content, but the thing is, I am an anxious person. So thinking about the future obviously gives me anxiety.
Right.
I've always thought that, what's agreed with me is just going with the flow. Achha. So taking things as they come. I've never necessarily chased any opportunities.
No goals, objectives.
See, that's going to make me sound so like...
No, please go for it.
I mean, I do have goals. Like, I do have dreams, and I do, want to... Actually, I will tell you one of my dreams. My dream is to own a hostel in the hills somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Or a restaurant or some kind of hospitality thing. In the hills. Oh. And, or in multiple places, and just keep traveling everywhere. Like, my dream would just be to travel. I love traveling. If I can get a job that I can constantly be moving around, I'd be the happiest person.
Right. So are you a beach, mountain, or a forest person? A mountain
definitely.
Because I think that the previous sentence answered.
Yeah, I love everything pretty much. I love seeing new places, eating new food, trying food. Like, it's really what keeps me going. I think what pushes me through like difficult weeks and busy weeks with work is like knowing that, okay, I'm traveling on this date. So I always try and have like a holiday plan so that I know it's like a build up. And then finally when it happens, it's like, okay, a relief. And then I feel refreshed and I come back.
So this is how you manage your personal and professional. What other things do you do to manage your personal and professional balance, apart from obviously planning your travels?
So I do yoga. Now, so that's helping a lot. The thing is, it's really important to keep a balance, because even now still, like, when it's too much pressure, it gets into your head. You need to have, it's like there's a lot of noise happening, okay, I have to be like this tomorrow. Today I have to be like this. Okay, this person, this coworker said this to me, or, it could be anything, but it just creates noise in your head, and to get that noise out is really difficult. So yeah, meditation and stuff has been helping, and just to get that control over your mind is really like the main thing that I have to do on a daily basis, not just...
So are you a person who like gets bothered by what other people are saying? Because honestly, you shouldn't.
Yeah, and people say you shouldn't, but I feel like even the strongest person, if they're told something, it's obviously they're going to hear it and they're going to take it inside and react a certain way.
But why would you take it inside? Why can't you just take it from one ear and
take it? But to go in one ear, it has to come out the other. It has to go inside.
But there's a direct way as well, where it does not have to come inside. It just passes from one ear to the other.
Mr. Anatomy, that's...
No, that's how I generally deal with it. Honestly, I am not fazed by whatever people say. I really don't give a damn to what people say. And I think that has kind of helped me not think so much, because I can totally understand when people say something, and even for that one bit, if you try and think about it, I think it can really make you go crazy, because people, I think in general, we humans, we have slowly forgotten how to be kind and compassionate. I think those features are slowly going away. the more we are developing, the more the basic things in life are going away. So people can be really mean, that too on social media nowadays. So
and people can be mean without realizing it as well. And
exactly, they don't know what's going in your life.
It's not just that, you know, someone might comment on you, exactly. They don't know what's going on in your life, and you know, they'll just say something. And in my head, you know, I've been raised in a way that, you know, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it. If you can't fix it in 30 seconds,
Right.
you just don't mention it.
Right. Yeah.
Right? Because some people might have their good days and their bad days. I mean, that's on them. And for me, I'm someone that, like, I don't care, you know. I will act like I don't care, or if I'm in the mood, I'll probably give like a quick comeback or say something, you know, just to put them in their spot, to realize that, okay, they shouldn't have said something like this. So I feel like it's important to let people know if they've said something, because they might realize, they might not realize.
Right.
But in the future, if they try and say something similar like that again to someone else, they might think twice before doing that. And yeah, that's really how I target it. But I can't say it doesn't affect me. Sometimes it does, but slowly I've grown such thick skin, and you have to be able to survive. Correct. Otherwise, you know, you wouldn't be able to keep doing this.
You're just ending up harming and hurting yourself.
Yeah.
If you take some random person words to heart who does not even mean anything to you, why give that person so much importance that you are actually feeling sad about what the other
definitely.
person is
I
saying?
mean, as I said, I've been raised in a way that you know, you be polite to people, you don't pick on their insecurities. When there are people that do stuff like that, I just think, okay, it's really unfortunate that no one has taught them that they have to be kind people. That's the first thing I think is, you know, something's been missing, you know.
Absolutely correct.
Or maybe something's happened to them that makes them such negative, bitter people. And I just feel bad, because it's sad, honestly, to be a negative person that way.
Actually. So what is the so for the people who are not part of the industry, what is the biggest misconception?
That it's easy. Of course.
They think it's just all about khare ho gaye, post kar diya.
So I mean, you know, if I tell my friends, okay, I'm traveling to this place, that place for a shoot, or I'm shooting for this brand, they're like, wow, that sounds like so much fun. And I'm like, it's hell. Like, it's hell. Like, doing these outdoor shoots when you're shooting lehengas, even though the pictures come out stunning and the product, you know, it looks really cool. But what's actually happening is we're standing for hours, sweating, you know, drenching the outfits completely. Like, our makeup is melting off, our hair is drenched from sweat, and we're still being able to look glamorous. So I think people get the glamour part really wrong. I mean, they don't
look at the work that is done behind the scenes to get that one perfect shot. And there are retakes after retakes.
And it feels never ending. But the most reward, like, I like to do it because when you finish that last outfit and they say pack up, it's like, fuck, I actually like got through this. Like, if I could get through this, then I can get through something else. So it's like a character building thing, I feel.
So is pack up, is this your favorite word or words?
Yeah, it is. Pack up and lunchtime.
What do you prefer having for lunch during a shoot?
So
not salads that I'm sure.
No. I try and pack my own lunch when I can, but
when it's in your city. But what if it's outside?
So even if it's in our city, sometimes I can't pack my lunch. You know, I'd probably have something like South Indian dosa and poha. You know, something light.
Something light, yes.
And that stuff agrees with me. But when we travel and when we go out to other places, you know, we can't really be picky with our food. So sometimes if lunch is chili chicken or chow mein from a like roadside hotel, then that's just what it is. Can't really do anything.
I think we need to talk to our crew. I think they should get us chow mein and chili chicken.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just that, you know, you have to...
chai pee leta. So with the a bit of serious question, with the news of sexual exploitation in the industry, or often sexual advances being made towards a model, anybody who's in the glamour field, be it a model, be it an actor, be it an air hostess. So how prevalent is this situation? Is this for real? And has anything ever happened to you, and how have you countered that?
So I've actually been very, aware about this because, again, my parents have prepared me well, and my mom has always, told me that, okay, you're an attractive person, this kind of stuff is going to happen to you. So I have had that awareness. I can't say, if it does or doesn't happen in Kolkata. I would say much, much, much less than in Delhi, Bombay. That way, Kolkata, it's a small knit circuit, and it does happen, but it really depends on how you start off. So you have to be prepared to say no. You have to be able to stand your ground. And the sad thing is, there are a lot of people that don't know how to say no, or they can't stand up for themselves. And it's not their fault. It's not even weakness. It's just that there's a lot of pressure that's put on us. And if someone really wanted to get to a certain point in the industry, if they felt like they had to, cozy up to someone or the other. And I'm not saying sleeping with people. It's, being available or seeming available. There are, it does get difficult for some people, I would say. But there are, majority of us, we're very straightforward. Like, if anything happens that we don't like, whether it's sexually inappropriate stuff, or whether we're getting the right food or not during lunchtime, like, I think us Kolkata models, we are very strong and to the point. Like, yes, no, this is happening, this is not happening. And yeah, but obviously in an industry as such, there are going to be bad people. There are going to be people that want to take advantage of you. And there are also people that might want to take advantage of their contacts and, use it to elevate themselves. I don't know anyone personally, but I can definitely see how it might be beneficial to them if they link up with someone. But then again, you really have to know when to draw the line, and we do a pretty good job of that over here.
Right. And any advances made towards you which you turned down, or directly or indirectly, subtle references? Or have you been?
I'm someone that has a wall around me. I'm a very guarded person. In fact, I had a tarot reader tell me, she met me, and within 5 seconds, she said, not 5 seconds, 5 minutes, she said, you're a very guarded person. You have walls up. So I think that vibe that I give off makes people think twice. I've never had anything too inappropriate happen to me. Some harmless stuff, that go like, if someone's complimenting you a lot, it's just part of the job, right? They're seeing a pretty girl. They're obviously going to feel a certain way. So it's harmless as long as you don't take...
Complimenting is fine.
Complimenting, trying to be close, or trying to get, closer. You just have to draw a line, man. Like, the minute you draw a line, even if they don't understand it, it's very clear in your own head that it's happening or not happening.
So has it ever happened that you've been, say, given a particular clothing or a costume to wear which you are not comfortable with, yet you have to wear that, or did you say, no, I am not doing this, sorry? So
usually I make it a point to be very clear what kind of clothes I'm shooting. And even the people here, if they say, like, even the other day, someone asked me, am I comfortable doing a bikini shoot, which I'm not. And I said no, so they're not going to contact me again. There are some people that do lingerie shoots, and it's fine. But I, as a person, am not very comfortable with it. So people know, like, who are the people that can do it or can't do it, and they won't really push you or bug you. And if it's on the spot, if they pull out something, and see, I'm fine with shooting clothes that are revealing and stuff, but it has to look nice, it has to look classy, it can't look cheap. So yeah, I don't mind wearing revealing stuff, but if I feel like it's something that wasn't clear or made out to be clear before, then I'll be like, no, this hasn't been told to me, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
Straight up.
So modeling को छोड़कर what are your other hobbies? Like traveling, I know.
Yeah, traveling.
You started yoga.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a hobby or if you just do it for peace or something of that
Yeah.
sort. But इसके अलावा और क्या क्या है? What are the things you like to do?
I watch Netflix.
Okay.
I don't want to sound like a really unproductive person, but the truth is, when we have our on seasons in modeling, we get very less time to ourselves. So that off time when you're not with anyone and you just can like sit back and watch Netflix till like 4 5 a.m.
Right.
That's like, it's like a mental peace, brings mental
time,
peace,
yes.
therapeutic. And traveling, yes, it is a hobby. I wish I could make it a profession, hopefully soon.
I'm sure.
I have dreams.
Crossed, yeah.
I have dreams of doing like maybe presenting like for a travel channel.
Oh, wow.
Or doing,
Fantastic.
that like, how perfect would that be? Like going around eating, giving food reviews, like I wish that is like my dream thing to do, but let's see, slowly gonna start working
a traveling anchor who gets to live and try exotic places and taste some amazing food. So I think that is what your dream would be.
I mean, even that is not easy. I mean, a lot of people say my dream is to be a model, and then when you start modeling, it's like, it's completely different to how it is. So even that, it's not as nice and fun as it seems, but obviously it has its perks, right? Like you can't really go wrong with it. But yeah, I'm also like, why I like modeling is because our responsibility pretty much starts and ends on one day. We don't have to do any work after that or before that. Like say the photographers, the shoot's over, they still have to edit all the images and send it off to the client, and like for us it's like it's done and dusted, there and out. So that really agrees with me, because I have, I'm someone that either hyperfixates on something or just goes completely like blank. So, I've tried to do the whole influencer thing, because a lot of the models these days are also influencers, and, it's a good way to earn an extra buck. But when I hyperfixate, I put all my energy into something, and until it's perfect, like a post or a reel, until it's perfect, like I'm not happy with it, and it gets me really frazzled. So yeah, I struggle with that. But that way modeling, it's like just put your brain to it for 12 hours, and then after that it's like refresh, then on to the next shoot, and then the next. So yeah, like it's just that motivation to create content or, create something. I think even the pressure of making something good, like it just makes me go haywire, and like I get burnt out. So yeah.
So you mentioned influencer. So I had one of my questions also. There's this entire influencer versus model debate, which is there.
Absolutely.
So they say that models can be influencers, but influencers cannot be models. They say these are the words from models. Okay. But influencers say no, ऐसा क्यों, अगर तुम लोग influencing कर सकते तो हम modeling क्यों नहीं कर सकते? So whose side are you on?
See, if you ask me to pick a side, obviously I'm going to pick model side. The thing is, influencers, if they want to be a model, of course they can be a model, but they have to take it seriously, right? Because it's not just like, I'm an influencer and a model, and I just do like one outfit, I'm shooting it in my house, and you can't call yourself a model for that. You're an influencer, you're creating content for this brand, but the job that a model does for a brand is not the same as what an influencer does. An influencer gives PR and it promotes, whereas a model is showing the outfit, right? Showing the outfit, and the model is creating the brand image or the idea. So I think that's what people don't realize, is that it's two very different things. If you want to take either of them seriously, you really have to put time and effort into it. Like sometimes, you'll see influencers walking the ramp as showstoppers.
Yeah.
But, you see them and
so you feel good, you feel bad, you feel like killing them.
If people are doing a good job, obviously I'll say this person killed it. But if they're not doing it well, it makes you question, why are they being given an opportunity when someone could have killed it, like a model could have killed it, or an influencer that, is also a model, or, has the confidence and can carry themselves like a model. That's the major difference, is you know, people don't think there's such a difference between influencing and modeling, but there really is. It's very different. And influencing is very difficult as well. It takes up a lot of time, a lot of mental effort. And it's another thing people don't realize is, you know, going behind the scenes, you have to get these outfits shot, you have to create this reel, editing, you have to reach out to brands, you know, you're having brands reach out to you. It's a nightmare. And I have tried my hand at it, because as a model, you do get an easier opportunity as an influencer.
Correct. Yes.
Why I also don't really like to do PR or influencing for brands is because, see, I'm a model. I'm not going to give the PR that a brand needs that they'll get from an influencer. And what I also feel is some brands would rather send clothes and do a barter exchange and not pay for photos just to have content. So, you know, that's my work, right? My profession is modeling, and it doesn't make sense for me if I'm receiving an outfit and I'm not receiving as much payment as I would for a shoot, but I still have to provide the pictures.
Correct, yes. No, there's a saying, if you're good at something, never do it for free.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if, you know, the payment is less or whatever, I just see that there's no point, because at the end of the day, they're going to use my pictures. They're going to benefit from my pictures.
Right.
So why can't they take me for a photo shoot, right? I would rather do a photo shoot than get it clicked on my own. And plus, these brands, you know, they're very particular about the content. So if I get something shot and I have my team that's done it, you know, a professional videographer and makeup artist or something, they'll probably see the video or something and they'll be like, okay, this is fine for the first edit. And I said, what first edit? This is the product. Like, I can't call everyone back and make them do it all over again, you know? The fact that they're not present while it's happening and you have to do it, you know, you have to organize.
Do it on your own. And then
some people kill it, but that's what I'm saying. It's a difficult job, and you have to have that niche and that drive to be able to, you know, be successful in
Right. So, what is the one thing that people around you actually don't know about you? Like, you maybe don't give off that vibe, but you're actually that kind of a person.
So I can pretend to be like really confident and really comfortable because I'm used to it now, but I'm actually a really shy, introverted person at heart. And, you know, maybe you might not understand that right now, but sometimes on shoots, I get really quiet. If I'm working with a new team and I'm not comfortable with them, I'll just, you know, mind my own business and, you know, kind of do my own thing. And I think it goes both ways. Like, the people that see me around, they're like, okay, you're so chill and, you know, she's very quiet, just stays, you know, chup chap, shanti. But actually, you know, if I get comfortable with someone, like, I'm the complete opposite. So
do you has it ever happened to you that you're nervous on the set, or you're nervous while shooting or something like that?
I do get nervous, and it's all about energy.
Are you nervous right now?
I was. I think now that the cameras are on, I'm more comfortable because I'm used to it.
Right.
But like the build up, I was like, okay, how am I gonna do this? Like, how am I gonna be? I hope I don't mess up. Obviously, like, it's an internal monologue in my head. But yeah, it's a lot to do with energies on set, getting nervous, because say if you're not having a good day and maybe you're not being able to provide what a client wants, and it happens to the best of us, you know, sometimes, you know, you're not in your full energy or you're not understanding what they want. So, you know, that does cause like a little bit of pressure, and that pressure makes me nervous, but I can work through it quite well. And, you know, if it's not happening, it's not happening, you know, I just basically listen and try and do my best.
So, kabhi aisa hua shooting ke waqt ki you have developed a crush or you've fallen for someone while working?
I don't know. I mean, see, I'm always working with like stunning women, right? So I'm more like, I appreciate their beauty more than anyone else. I've actually been in a like relationship for 4 years. So even, you know,
with a man or with a woman?
With a woman.
Okay.
I'm saying woman, man. Sorry. But yeah, I mean,
I'll be using this part.
I know.
For the trailer. This is my trailer, guys.
This is this is what you guys wanted, I'm sure. No, with a man, I mean, he's great, and
You're
just,
still you're in, okay.
So he makes me happy in every single way. So I don't even have that mindset. I'm checking someone out, or looking. It just doesn't. I'm getting satisfied at home, so like I don't have to look elsewhere for any kind of
Obviously
thing.
you wouldn't need
I like being with the pretty girls, and so I'd probably be more like appreciating their beauty or their work or their skills over anyone else.
So what are the 3 qualities that are there in your man, or you would generally look for in a man, or would you tell your people around you that these are the 3 qualities that should be there in a partner? I would not say man, but a partner.
Yeah, in a partner. So I've always said that if you can make a girl laugh, you can make her do anything.
Okay.
And the first thing that I have found attractive about guys that I have found attractive is that they're funny, like their sense of humor. So I have to be with someone who is hilarious. That'll just, even if I'm in my darkest day, they'll make me laugh. And that is something that is so important, because at the end of the day, throughout your life, looks, beauty, everything fades. It's never permanent, but it's what's in here that stays throughout. And I can't be bored in a relationship. The minute I get bored, it's like, there's no point. So
someone like say a Johnny Lever sir, jo sara time hasate rehte.
Yeah, I mean that's the idea, but I just think that being with the person, like being in a relationship with someone, it has to be like comfortable, and you have to be able to laugh at each other and laugh at yourself, and sense of humor about everything. It just helps.
Right.
And also, caring, sensitive. Like I like a guy that shows his soft side. It's probably the sexiest thing to me is when a guy is vulnerable. And I'm not into like the macho, like cold, harsh thing. Like I just think it's all an act, and it's pretty performative. So I really just like a guy who can just be himself, be funny as fuck, and not give a fuck about anything. And I find that to be like the sexiest thing. Right. No matter what, like looks and everything are great, but it really takes a backseat if you're handsome, stunning, whatever, but you've got nothing inside.
Yeah, and you don't know how to treat your partner well.
Yeah.
So how would anything else matter, right?
Yeah.
You need to treat that person well. You need to show care, affection, and all of that.
Yeah.
Do you believe in having children?
Yes, definitely.
So a lot of girls these days who believe in being a mother biologically, so they are freezing their eggs and they are going for IVF.
Yeah.
So do you believe in that?
I think it's everyone's choice. If you want to have a kid, perfect. The way you have it, whether you're adopting, having a surrogate, if you're freezing your eggs, if you want to have babies when you're 50, it's all. Like I support anything. It's your choice, girl. Like do whatever you want. You don't want to have kids, amazing. The thing is, don't have a kid and bring it into an environment that isn't healthy. That's the main thing.
Correct. And I think that's the major issue with us Indian families.
Yeah, 100%. Because there's so much pressure. Like you have to get married by this age, before this person, before that person. Then when you get married, you have to have kids. Touch wood, I'm lucky. My family, being mixed and being completely like not traditional at all.
And ऐसे भी बहुत समय होता है ना कि family सारा time they are fighting amongst themselves, and the environment in which they are brought up is not very healthy. Yet किसी ने बोला है, सासू माँ ने या ससुर जी ने बोला है या माँ बाप ने बोला है कि बच्चे करना है तो जबरदस्ती बच्चे करते हैं. फिर जब बच्चे होते हैं, they are seeing that their mother and their father and their grandmother and their grandfather they are constantly fighting against each other, and their typical patriarchal setup. That's definitely you should not give birth to a child if you have to raise them that way.
Yeah, with hostility.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
With, regrets. Because at the end of the day, those kids are gonna grow up, and they're gonna be adults. And if they've had a shitty childhood, they're gonna come into adulthood with a lot of issues. And it affects people around them, and it's like a whole generation. If there's a whole generation of kids like that, then that becomes later on it becomes society.
Absolutely, it's a chain. It's a chain effect.
So I think that's important. And I have seen with my friends, I can't relate one bit. Like my parents are like, you want to get married whenever you want, the later the better, like just do your thing, like we support you, whatever. But I obviously have friends that their parents are like, this year you have to get married this year, and I just don't understand the pressure. I mean, I understand that from their perspective, they're getting older, they want to see the kids' life through, but also at the end of the day, when
but I think that's being selfish, don't you think so?
Absolutely. I've always said that. And at the end of the day, everyone, if you're marrying someone because your parents or your grandparents or someone has told you, no matter how much you love your parents and grandparents, they're not going to be there for a lot of the time.
That's absolutely
at the end of the
that's
day,
practical.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's going to be the two of you till the end, right?
Absolutely.
Like that's
absolutely
the whole
right.
image.
That's correct,
the rest of these people are not going to be around. So when that time comes, and if you're not happy with the person that you're with, I think that's the saddest thing. That's your whole life just gone. And the whole arranged marriages thing, I do believe it can work, but I think you have to be prepared to make it work. You have to put that effort. And, people raise their kids with the expectation, the kids already know, ki mera shaadi to arrange hi hoga. So they know what they're going to get into, and they just make it happen, and they pull it off, and they can actually be really happy. And sometimes the matches are also really good. But for me, I can't imagine just meeting someone and being told, this is the person we want you to marry. Like I'm sorry, what? So love exists, and to have love is important. A marriage without love is just a bad situation for everyone. Why would you put the other person through
arranged
that?
marriage? It's more of an arrangement.
Yeah.
It's not love.
And look, if that arrangement makes you happy, like love would make you happy, say money or something like that, then fine. I'm no one to judge.
Exactly. Then go for it. See, as you said, I think at the end of the day, it's all about what makes you happy. If whatever is making you happy right from the heart, then just go for it. Like as you said, traveling really makes you happy. What was the last place you traveled?
Goa.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long back was that?
Last month, last month. I'm actually going on Tuesday to Thailand. So.
Oh wow, for vacation?
Yeah, so my boyfriend's a DJ. He plays all over, so I tend to go with him whenever he's going somewhere interesting. We have, my mum stays in Goa half the time. We have an Airbnb over there, and she does interiors and stuff. So we also travel to Goa quite frequently, once every month or 2 months.
Oh wow.
That's what I said, to be able to survive.
No, that's being very lucky.
Yeah, I know. Extremely lucky.
Goa is one of my favorite destinations, and
everyone loves Goa.
Yeah,
you can't not love Goa.
Because Goa is the only place in India that gives you that freedom to do anything you want, anywhere you want, and whatever you want.
Yeah,
so
and it's important, right? Like if you're having a hectic schedule and you just need that time off, and you need somewhere like Goa, or you need somewhere like Thailand, or you need somewhere to go like the hills, whether you're a party person or you want
just a
peace.
chill person.
You just have to get that mental peace, and there's nothing better than traveling to do that. You come back and it's like you're refreshed and you're ready to work again. Otherwise you just get burnt out, and nothing good can happen when you're not feeling
and you need this entire hustle culture. So again, whoever think that hustle culture is good for them is very good, but I think we all deserve and we all need, and our body wants that break. And it's very important to
be able to hustle away. You need to also have that time to relax, because you wouldn't be able to hustle otherwise. You won't have the energy.
You need to listen to your body, and your body will signal you every time you need a break. And what is your dream destination?
Japan.
Really? Why Japan? And that's a very offbeat destination.
I know. And it's straight fixed in my head. Ever since I was a kid, I was very into in fact, being in an international school, growing up, my best friend was Japanese.
Okay.
So she would teach me Japanese, and she would make me watch films and shows, and I would eat at her house. And I just fell in love because, I used to love all that cutesy, kawaii Japanese stuff. I grew out of that, but I still like it. But more than that, the food, and I don't know, I've always just been drawn to it. And I think, Japan, obviously you see in pictures, it's a beautiful, interesting country.
Yes. With interesting things. There's so many things unheard of which is there in Japan.
Yeah.
Do you like your
Things-
gyozas or your sushis?
Everything. Like Japanese food is my favorite cuisine. Let's just put that to rest there. Nothing beats Japanese food for me. And yeah, I've always felt drawn to it, drawn to the culture, drawn to the country, being, you know, just I feel like if I went there, I'd feel like I've come home,
Right.
even though I've never been there. But it's my dream to go to Japan, and it will happen.
Sure, and we hope that your dream comes true
Yeah,
very, very
yeah.
soon. So we have a fun segment here which our team has thought of. So we'll give you some words, okay? It's like the kuch hota hai game, you know. We'll give you the word, and whatever comes to your
my
mind,
mind.
you'll have to say without thinking. I'll be very rapid, okay?
Okay,
So are you ready?
Sure.
Super. And if you do it well, we'll also give you a gift.
Okay.
We'll still give you a gift even if you don't do it well. Okay. Okay, ready. 1, 2, 3. Camera.
Pose.
Spotlight.
Eyes.
Brand.
Money.
Makeup.
Risky.
Fashion.
Fun.
Heartbreak.
Not fun.
Fame.
Not as important.
Skill.
Very important.
Compromise.
Never.
Success.
The dream.
You were actually very good. You deserve 2 prizes, not just 1. Thank you so much.
I really
Sevina,
tried. I really tried to be a bit more juicy in that bit,
Yeah.
but then
But I think you were great.
I
I would request you to write a small, tiny message for us, for the
Okay.
team. Thank you for being such a sport. Thank you for giving great answers. Some of them were brilliant. We got our material that we came for. So that's all
Great.
we
I'm
need.
happy. If you're happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Would you read it out to the camera?
I said, thanks, guys. Always do what makes you happy. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Super. Can we please clap for Sevina? And this is a small gift.
Oh,
from
how
Its of
beautiful.
Creations.
Thank
They are in Loudon
you.
Street.
Thank
you so much, Sevina. We had a
Thank
great time.
you.
I hope you had a great
Yes.
time. Being absolutely honest.
Yeah, absolutely. It was
Thank
fun,
you
fun.
so much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.